Welcome to the race day video. But first, we had to go to the expo the night before and get a picture with the 10K sign since I was racing the 10K the next morning. Good morning, everyone. It is 5 o'clock and it is race day. I am heading to do a 10K. It starts at 6:30. So I need to get going so I can at least park. And then once I park, if I have time, we can do a little bit of chit-chatting before the race gets started. But feeling a little much better than yesterday, but I have more details later. But yeah, race day. Alright, so we are here. We got like exclusive parking thanks to my father-in-law. Yay! So I don't have to walk. So I'm basically like walk through the gate and like I'm at the starting line, which is super awesome. So I have to walk like a mile and my feet get wet, my shoes get wet, like that type of thing. So I'm like super excited about that. But anyway, so yesterday I was very unexcited for this race because, with my knee injury, I haven't been able to run much, as well as I didn't feel like my training really helped me, like, to run 6 miles. Like, I never ran 6 miles, so it's hard to be confident when you haven't ran 6 miles. 6 miles is not that much. So that's why I was like super unexcited. Now this morning I'm a little more excited. However, it could be partially adrenaline because I had to wake up at 4:15 this morning. So that could be part of it as well. But we are here. We are excited. I have about, like 15-ish minutes before I'll do my warm-ups, go to the bathroom, yada yada yada. But it's kind of warm this morning. My car says 64, and it doesn't feel too bad, so I might actually take my sweats. Well, I might leave my sweats on until I start warming up, and then I'll start taking them off for sure. But yeah, it was super easy to get in. Sometimes you just don't know. But yeah, super excited. Probably won't film during the race because I don't know how they are with that since we'll be on a Air Force base. So I probably won't do that. But I will definitely let y'all know what happens after faux show. And probably put up some pictures in, of course, as well. So, yeah. When me and my father-in-law run the same race, we always take a picture together before the race. And then this is a picture of the start line. We were kind of in the back, pretty much in the back, due to the fact of us being kind of slower and not necessarily knowing what pace to start at. And then 64 minutes and 11 seconds later, I finish the race with I took a picture of myself, of course. And then there was the after picture with my father-in-law and myself. So it was a great day to, I guess, run the same race as him. It's kind of cool. All right, guys, you can see me a little bit more now. So that means the race is over with. That was awesome. The first half was awful. It was a lot of uphills, but the second half was mainly flat and downhill. So I actually negative split the first half. Well, it's a negative split from the first half to the second half. The first half, I'm just gonna go by I think I came in 34-ish minutes for the first half, and then I finished with an hour and 4 minutes. So it tells me I did the second half in like 30 minutes. was really shocked, really proud of myself, since, you know, I hadn't ran a full 6 miles, and with my knees and everything, I wasn't sure how I was gonna feel. So yeah, I'm very, very happy. Actually so happy that when I crossed the finish line, I about cried. I was getting a little teary-eyed because I was just like, holy shit, I didn't stop. It felt fine. Now, obviously, like, my left knee was hurting a little bit at one point. My ankles were really hurting at one point. I'm not really sure why. But it's kind of one of the things where everything was hurting at one point, but it wasn't enough to, like, slow me down. So, super excited. And then we got a nice little medal. Yeah. And then we got a shirt last night when I picked up my bib. And then shout out to Walmart for this little pouch. So I had one at one point. I don't know where it went, but it had like water bottles, like little water bottles in it, so you could like drink while you're running instead of having to stop at the water stations because they can get very like clustered. So I don't know where it's at, and I was trying to find one of them where I could like have my phone in it and have some water, but the problem was the pouch was not big enough for my phone. Well, this one luckily was big enough. So a shout out to Walmart for that. But yeah, I mean, it was great. Started out very conservative, like 11:15. No, I think maybe even closer to 11:45 pace for the first mile, because I knew there was at one point there was a hill. It was a decent hill, so I didn't want to like start out too hot. Because I remember from 3 years ago when I ran the half marathon, the start is very similar to where I went out kind of hard the first, and then I was like, holy shit, there's a hill. So which was good. But I think if I was more confident, I'll be honest, I think if I was more confident going into this race, I might have ran faster and then maybe blew up. So I'm kind of glad I didn't have as much confidence, because I was able to pull it back a little bit. And then essentially towards the end, let it go. Now, after mile 5, I was like, oh my God, when are we going to be done? But yeah, all's good. Total time was 64 minutes and 11 seconds. I was really hoping to hit this, well, how I was running, I was like, ooh, it'd be great if I could hit 6 mile mark at before 60 minutes, which would have been like before the half marathon and marathon started, but I hit it at like 61 minutes. Still, it was fantastic though. It was great. So yeah, don't know how much more of this video I'm gonna be doing, but yeah, if nothing else, please like, comment, subscribe. Hope you enjoyed this lovely video of me, of kind of race day ish. Not really, because I didn't really show you my routine, but it's okay. Nothing too exciting, but yeah, have a good day. So I'm going to do a little bit of a recap of like the race and my splits and everything. So first of all, this race this weekend, I was supposed to race with one of my friends from Michigan. We met in college. We both ran together. She was supposed to come down Friday night, stay Saturday, and then we raced together, and then till Sunday. Well, she was sick all week, so she ended up not making the drive, which was really unfortunate, because we ran, I think in 2022, maybe? I think it was 2022. I ran the half marathon, and I was wanting her to run with me, but she kept it safe and she ran the 10K. So I was hoping this year that we could run together during the 10K, but unfortunately, it didn't happen. But like, it's okay. I mean, can't do anything about being sick. I was kind of injured. I thought I was injured. I don't know if I'm injured now. I don't know. But I was equally determined because I wanted to get my medal, and then thank God I did it because I surprised myself as well. And then I realized that my father-in-law was racing too, so I was like, I have to at least start and finish. Now, whether I walked a lot of it, ran all of it, whatever, but I wanted to start and finish it. So that was a big bummer. But anyways, let's get down to the races. So the race itself was entirely in the base. The 10K is in the base. The 5K was on Friday night, and that was by the university. And then the half marathon and marathon started an hour after the 10K. Ouch. And they did they did majority of it on the base. There's like 2 different bases, kind of a ways from each other a little bit. So we started in one base, and then we ran to the other base, and then we kind of looped around on like, I wouldn't call it an interstate, highway maybe, and then back into where we started for the finish. So it was kind of cool last year because it was a part of the base that I'd never been to, because Jake has special access because he obviously works there, so it was kind of cool. But anyways, so like the first half was a lot of uphills. Majority of it, I would say, was uphills, and then the second half of the race was downhill and flat, and you'll be able to tell by the splits that I will tell you. So my watch ended up calculating me at 6.29 miles. So there was a couple of there's actually a lot of places that you could cut the course to make it, well, let me track back. So there's a lot of places that you could cut the course and make it quicker. However, with so many people racing around, I'm not gonna be one of them people to like cut you off and stuff. So I just try to do the best that I could to run tangents and then not cut people off. So I ran 6.29 miles in 64 minutes and 11 seconds, which was an average of a 10-12 pace. So the 10K is one of them places where you don't really need to hit nutrition necessarily, or anything like that. So I only hit the 3-mile water because it was there kind of thing. Not that like I really got any water out. It was like a sip and that was it. So that's basically why I kind of try to avoid any of like the water stations, because like the first one was at 1.5 miles, and it was around a corner, and I didn't even see it with all the people around me like so focused. I didn't even see it. So I saw the 3-mile one, and I was like, all right, I'll take a little bit because it's here. And I almost didn't get it because I was waiting till the very last minute to grab, because there was people around me. And the 4.5 mile one I passed. It was like I was like right next to it, but I was like, I don't want it. I just want to get finished. So besides that though, all I had was a bagel and a banana and eggs. No, I didn't even have the banana. No, it was just a bagel and eggs before I raced, and I ate that like 2 hours before. So like it was fine. What gets is like the 3-hour, 4-hour mark where you like kind of need to eat some more. from personal experience of having to do it at home. When I work out here at home, I eat like so early, and then like by the time I'm ready to go work out, I'm hungry. So it was fine. That's the only thing I ate. So then through the race, so I started out a little bit more conservative because I knew that for sure there was a hill. Remembering it from the half marathon start, which is the same exact start you go, there's going to be a hill. So, and obviously I didn't know how my knee was going to be. So I took it a little bit more conservatively. So I started, my first mile was 11:26. The next one was a 10:37, which was still kind of hilly. And then the third mile, going into the third mile, was 9:58. So I was feeling good at that point, because I was also trying to tell myself like, hey, you still have 3 miles to go, because like I haven't actually ran 6 full miles before. So I was trying to tell myself like, hey, you like pump the brakes a little bit. All right. So majority of that was, like I said, uphill, like uphill, flat, uphill type thing. So then the second half, so in the fourth mile was 10:33. And this was basically like the last hill that we had to really do. And then fifth mile was a 9:09, which I was like flying, and I could tell, but majority of that was downhill. I think almost probably a quarter of a mile of it was downhill, at least downhill, and then it was nothing but flat. So I mean, whenever that happens, you can like clock some miles off. And then going into the 6th mile was 9:48. 9:45. I could definitely feel it. After mile 5, I felt like I was hanging on. Like I was wanting to go fast, but my legs were just not going. Yeah, because there was these guys that we kind of kept. There's these 2 guys that I was kind of going back and forth passing, because they would pass me on a hill, I'd pass them on a downhill. They'd pass me on the straight, especially that very end, because I just couldn't have anything, and I was trying to stay with them so much, and I think maybe I passed them at the very, very end, maybe, but like I said, there was nothing there. And then that last point, 2:09 of a mile was 2:40. So overall, like not bad. I think if I would have actually gone exactly a 10K, 6.2 miles, I probably would have gotten 63:30 or lower. That's what I'm guessing. Probably a little, maybe like that, 63:30, maybe. 63:45 is what I would say. So, which, like I said previously, I am super proud of that. Going in with basically 2 weeks of no running, just like elliptical and not doing anything at all, which goes to show you that I have a lot more in the tank than what I thought, and it probably helps with like my biking and my swimming, that I'm still getting a cardio in. It might not be like exactly running, but it's cardio that's getting my cardiovascular up and getting my muscles moving. It's something different. So with that said, I will probably do another race for the Air Force Marathon next year. What will I do? I have no idea. It kind of depends on how I feel about the triathlon that I'm still training for. That's going to be another video, because we got some updates on that. But I will definitely be doing another race for the Air Force Marathon. Will I do the half marathon? Will I do the marathon? Will I do the 10K? I don't know. We have the recording of this video. We have like 362 days, depending on when the date is. 362 days to kind of see what happens. I don't know, but hopefully my friend from Michigan can come up next year. Like I said, it was a super bummer, because we don't get to hang out much in general, because, you know, she's got her stuff and I've got my stuff, and especially now that we got little Mikey, there's just really not a whole lot of time that we can spend together. So it's a little unfortunate, but, you know, it happens. You know, I can't be too upset. But yeah, I hope everybody has a wonderful day, and we will see y'all later. Make sure the next video, I'm sure I'm gonna be talking about the my new training. So stay out and watch for that.